Hi everyone, I'm Fox 19 Now, First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall here with your forecast update. Thanks for joining me on this Sunday evening. It was a pretty beautiful day outside. It's like summer, but without all of that humidity outside, so it's feeling pretty good today. We're continuing to see warm temperatures. That'll be the trend for the next several days here. We have that on my weather headlines here. And our next chances of rain aren't going to be until next weekend. So this is really what we're looking at here. I just wanted to go ahead, give you that brief, very brief headlines there, and then we'll jump right into how hot it's going to get outside over the next several days. I know it was very hot today, but overall, it was a pretty good day. I mean, it didn't rain during the Bengals game, so that was a big portion of our day we were looking forward to. Here's what it's looking like outside right now. A few places, just a few scattered clouds out there. If we zoom in on this camera here, we can see the Bengals stadium there. 86 degrees right now, a northeast wind, 7 miles an hour. The stands have already cleared out after that game there, but it's looking pretty good. Not a lot of clouds out there. A few places with just some fair weather clouds, but other than that, it's looking pretty good out there. This is what it looks like off our Newport camera. Like I said, just a few clouds out there. It's also 86 degrees there as well. So very hot day. We'll get into how hot it is compared to what it was yesterday in a few minutes here, but I wanted to show you guys another view of our current conditions out there. Lots of sunny skies, a few places seeing a mix of sun and clouds, but 88 seems to be the trend, 84 in some places. So we're in those mid to upper 80s across the area, feeling pretty hot. Over the next few days here, we're not expected to see a lot of rainfall. I know yesterday we saw a pretty good amount, but mainly contained to our western counties there. A lot of that was just evaporating before it hit the surface as well. But this is what we're looking like into next week. This is Monday, the 15th there. We're not expected to see any rainfall between now and then. But if you're heading home from the Bengals game, listening in, it's 87 degrees outside, 88 for most places. You saw a lot of sunshine out there. By the time we reach 8 o'clock, it's going to be 80. We'll dip into the upper 60s by the very late hours tonight, 12 a.m. So we're not really going to be experiencing much relief overnight. That's pretty mild conditions moving into the overnight hours. But we're staying dry and hot. And again, that's the trend for the next several days here. You can see Monday, Tuesday completely dry. Wednesday and Thursday practically dry as well. We really won't see our another big chance until Saturday, Sunday here, and then moving into the rest of next week. So really what we're looking at for now is giving you the first alert for the warming temperatures ahead here over the next several days. We'll continue to see really warm temperatures out there. This is what it's looking like currently across the area. Again, 88 Cincinnati, 88 in Middletown, 84 in Vevey, 84 in Batesville as well. You can see a little cooler over to our western counties here. Saw a lot of rain there yesterday. And here is a 24-hour temperature change. Look at this. 14 degrees warmer in Connersville right now than it was this time yesterday. So it's definitely hot. Things are definitely changing. Batesville, 9 degrees warmer. Cincinnati is 5 degrees warmer. Over to our more eastern counties, not seeing as dramatic of a change there, but still we're all feeling warmer than we were this time yesterday. And I'm sure if I pull up this, if I pull up our temperature change, but in a regional view here, we will see that change over in Indianapolis, because that was even darker of a red than we were seeing there. So let's go ahead and pull that up here. I'm just looking for the regional view of that. Oh, here it is. Take a second to load, getting all the data in right here. Okay, here it is. Look at that temperature change. 14 degrees warmer in Indianapolis. You can see all of the reds moving in. We're 5 degrees warmer. That's this yellow color here. Dayton's also 5 degrees warmer. But 14 degrees difference is pretty hot. That's pretty warm. And again, something we're dealing with is that omega block pattern that's out there, and we're going to go through that all so that everybody knows what that means for them. But over the next several days, we're going to continue to heat things up. We're going to be hot, we're going to be dry. Again, that's the trend. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be flirting with the 90s on Monday. We're going to be in the 90s on Tuesday. Again, really close to the 90s the next several days here. This is 10 degrees above our average temperature. You can see our average temperature right over here, 80 degrees. We really won't see that again until we move into next weekend. So we're really, really stuck with these hot and dry conditions over the next several days. We aren't really going to see all that much humidity. That's a good part of this. This is like being in summertime, but without all of that humidity attached to it, which is a good thing. Our heat index values won't get as high. Usually when I'm showing 90 degrees, we're also showing heat index values in the triple digits. We're not expecting that. We're going to be plenty comfortable outside over the next several days. This is what we're looking like over the next 5 days. I wanted to show you guys a back-to-back comparison here. So for today, 88 degrees is our high temperature, 89 on Monday. Tuesday is going to be 90. 89 Wednesday, 88 on Thursday. You can see our rain chances here. We had that rain chance really early in the morning. We saw all of those showers and storms already. We're not expecting any more rain today, but as we move into the rest of the week, we're not expecting any more rain for this portion of the week either. And all of these warm temperatures and lack of rainfall is really going to increase our drought conditions. So part of the reason why we're experiencing these hotter than average temperatures is due to this omega block pattern. We talked about this the other day. Let me pause this real fast because it's moving forward. Don't want it to do that. Part of the conditions we're seeing is due to this omega block pattern. If you know your Greek alphabet, you know what this looks like. This looks like the Greek letter omega highlighted here with these arrows. And essentially what this means for us in the most basic of terms is that we are trapped, blocked, essentially, in this ridge of high pressure, which means that we're going to be abnormally hot for a prolonged period of time. So we're going to continue to see these hot conditions over the next several days until this omega block pattern breaks up here. We really won't see this start to break up until about Thursday, and then we won't see the effects of it until the weekend. So this is what we're looking like. This is an upper air map as well. So this is really high in our atmosphere. It's controlling it's just showing us what it looks like at a higher altitude there. So again, omega block pattern, this is why we're experiencing those hotter than average temperatures, 10 degrees above our average, all due to that ridge of high pressure that is being blocked and essentially stalled in our area for the time being here. So that's what we're looking like in our upper air. Let's go ahead and dive back down to our surface level here. This is what we're expecting for the next several days here. And like I said, I'm going to repeat this over and over again. It's going to be dry and it's going to be hot. So this is moving into Monday. No rain expected for Monday. No rain expected throughout our Tuesday, but clouds do start to build in. You can see a lot more clouds on Tuesday. And then Wednesday we go into it, again, staying dry. We saw that all on our temperature trend there. And on our rain chances trend. Thursday, dry as well. Moving into Friday, still not expecting any rain. Not on Saturday, but here it comes. As we move into Sunday, we start to see that rain chance kick up. This is 6 p.m. on Sunday, expecting to see some of those showers and storms in the area. So we're really not expecting all too much in terms of rainfall. Now this is an extended model, so it's not showing you, exact timing, exact pinpoints here, but it is showing where we can see the greatest accumulation of rain during this time period. And it's not looking like we'll have any significant amount of rainfall until Sunday. We might see those showers, thunderstorms, pass through very quickly, very briefly, Friday, Saturday, but Sunday is going to be a bigger portion of our rainfall totals over the next week here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and fast forward here to Oktoberfest Cincinnati. This is going to be September 18th to the 21st. I know a lot of you have plans to go out and celebrate. Clouds increasing by the time we reach Thursday, 88 degrees out there. Then as we reach Friday, we have that slim chance in the evening hours. Again, we just looked at the futurecast. It's not expecting to be a lot of rain accumulating, but there is that chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms out there. That's going to be the same chance for our Saturday, 83 degrees, until we get back to normal as we move into Sunday there, of just a few storms outside. So that's what we're expecting in terms of rainfall. Oh, this skipped forward. We've got to go back. Here we go. But again, like I said, we're not accumulating a lot of rainfall. That's why we're expecting our drought monitor to worsen as we get an update for it on Thursday. You can see a few areas in that moderate drought already here. But a lot of us are still abnormally dry, and we are expecting this to worsen just a little bit as we move into Thursday. Again, due to that lack of rainfall, due to our 10-degree above average temperatures right now, is going to continue to exacerbate this drought monitor. So that's what we're looking like. We're again going to be near our normal in terms of rainfall, which is about 0.1 inch of rainfall, which is not very much. So we're not expecting a lot of rainfall over the next several days. The Climate Prediction Center isn't even past our 7-day. And again, Climate Prediction Center saying we're going to be well above our normal temperatures past our 7-day as well. So we're continuing to see this trend of hot temperatures, no rainfall, worsening drought monitor, and this is going to affect one other thing. I know that we talked about this yesterday, and it ties into our weather number here. We're 8 days away from the first day of fall, and I know all of you want to see that countdown to all of our favorite holidays here moving forward. Fall is in 8 days, Halloween is in 47 days, 74 till Thanksgiving, 102 days until Christmas. But for right now, let's stick with fall. Let's talk about what is going on out there in terms of the fall foliage outside. A lot of people think of fall, they think of the leaves changing colors, the leaves falling off the trees. We're not expected to hit that peak in terms of our fall color until October 28th through November 4th. That's a pretty good ways away, but yet you're still going outside right now and seeing those leaves fall off the trees, change colors already. That is due to the fact that we are abnormally hot and we're having this lack of rainfall. This just means that the leaves are dying off earlier, and this might make it so we don't reach that peak fall color because we're going to lose all of those leaves early if we don't, get some rainfall coming soon here. So this is just what we're expecting for our peak color. Again, if we get out of this drought, if we get some rainfall and get out of these extremely hot temperatures we'll be feeling over the next several days here. But let's go ahead and talk about tonight. I know a lot of people have outdoor plans tonight. 65 degrees out there, mostly clear skies. Might be jacket worthy. I know I might get a little chilly, so a light jacket might be needed out there. Low humidity though. This is a key point of the forecast. Low humidity outside expected. Here's our lows for tomorrow morning. You're going to wake up. It's going to be 59 at CVG, 65 in Cincinnati. Lebanon is going to be 58 and 55 in Connersville. So feeling pretty good, but overall not a lot of relief. Not as much relief as we were seeing a couple weeks ago when we hit that record low temperature for our morning. So let's go ahead and we'll get into our dew points and our muggy meter here, but we're going to go ahead and skip forward to Monday. Look at your forecast here. 89 degrees will be our temperature. Sizzling sunshine out there. You might need that jacket again in those early morning hours. Definitely going to have to shed it by the afternoon hours. Temperatures will continue to climb into the low 90s by the time we reach Tuesday. So here's your forecast for Monday. Again, sizzling sunshine out there. And we'll just break it down for you hour by hour. 11 a.m. 76, 81 by 12. as we move into the afternoon, 86 by 2 p.m., 87 by 3, and obviously by 4 we're going to be hitting the upper 80s and low 90s in some areas. So that's what we're looking like in terms of our heat. Let's talk about our humidity outside. Let's talk about our dew point trends. This is why we are not seeing heat index values in the triple digits. If we look at this past week, you can see we're really dry, off the charts dry. But then we started getting some mugginess into the weekend here. But if we flip the script, we look over at our forecasted dew point trend here. You can see we're going to stay relatively comfortable throughout the week. You can see little dips, peaks and valleys here, but overall we're staying pretty pleasant throughout the entire week. It's not until we reach the weekend when that rain chance increases by Saturday, that's when we start to see that humidity really build back in. But for now, we're just going to be hot, dry, and pretty comfortable. I mean, it's going to be hot, but at least we're not breathing in all of that moisture that we would be feeling if this was a typical August month. But really, it's feeling like October. It's just really hot outside. I mean, the humidity level is like October, but it's feeling like August, which is really good for us. If we're going to have heat, I'd rather have it with low humidity than with triple digit heat index values. So that's really what we're looking like. Here's what the dew point looks right now outside. That comfortable range for our dew point is between 50 and 60. So this is what we're looking like. A lot of people staying pretty comfortable right now. A few people seeing a little bit of a higher dew point. They might be a little humid in VV, Owenton, Lebanon, agricultural hotspot. They're feeling that humidity there as well. A little humid up in Connorsville as well. Added moisture to the air from all of that rain they saw yesterday. So that's just a look at the heat, the humidity, what we're expecting in terms of rainfall. To change the subject a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and turn our attention to the tropics here, because we do have a possible tropical cyclone developing here. Over the next 2 days, it only has a 20% chance of developing, but over the next 5 days, it has a 70% chance of developing. So this is what we're looking like. The next name on the list is Gabriel. So this is what it's looking like outside. We can pull up the National Hurricane Center here on our computer, so we can get a little bit more details on this by looking at it right now. Yep. Again, just what I was saying, the 70% chance of the cyclone developing over the next 7 days here. Really, that's what we all are expecting here. We're not sure. Again, most of the spaghetti plots for this hurricane have it doing exactly what the last one did and curving out around the East Coast, not making any impacts to the U.S., but we continue to watch this as it starts to develop here over the next several days. So that's what we're looking like in terms of our tropics. We can take one more look here as we move into the next several days, and we can take a look at our 10-day temperature trend so that we can all get it all together before we log off here. So you can see by Tuesday, 90 degrees, 10 degrees above our average. Our average is 80 degrees. You can see we're not going to reach that again until we reach about Sunday, next Sunday. So we have a pretty significant amount of time before we start to feel any of that relief. We're going to be dry as well. Here's the next 5 days. Really hot, minimal rain chances. So what this means for us is a worsening drought monitor is going to be expected. And it also shows us, it doesn't show us the reason, but it is because of, we are getting these conditions because of this omega block pattern here. Again, we are blocked, essentially trapped in this area of a ridge here, a high pressure system in our upper atmosphere, blocking us in, giving us a prolonged period of time with these above average temperatures. So we have a pretty significant amount of time with our 10 degree above average temperatures, and that's all thanks to this omega block pattern here. Again, keeping us really trapped in over the next several days under this ridge of high pressure. So that's what we're looking like. Let's go ahead and look at our weather timeline here down at the surface. Looking good for our Monday. Clouds start to build in on Tuesday. Then as we move into Wednesday, we're still keeping that cloud cover out there. Thursday looks pretty sunny, pretty dry. Friday, again, rain chances do increase. It's not going to be much rain that we're expecting. Very little accumulation. Again, on Saturday, that's the same story. Then as we move into Sunday, this is when we start to see a pretty good amount of rainfall. We'll see that throughout the day. For our Sunday, again, this is next Sunday. We're not expecting that for right now by any means. We do need rainfall though. Our drought is continuing to look pretty moderate at this time, but we are abnormally dry for some people. Some people seeing that moderate risk, other people seeing that abnormally dry risk. However, these don't get updated until Thursday, so we have a few days until we can see how these above average temperatures and abnormally low rainfall amounts affects our drought monitor. So that's what we're looking like. The Climate Prediction Center is expecting us to be about normal for our rainfall, which is about 1/10 of an inch, and then expecting us to be above average in terms of temperature past our 7-day. So that's what we're looking like. We can go ahead and pull up our 7-day here so everybody can take a look at what's going on out here as well. Okay, this is what it's looking like. Sizzling sunshine for your Monday. Tuesday, a few clouds start to build in. Wednesday, we have that filtered sunshine out there, 89 degrees. By the time we reach Thursday, Oktoberfest Cincinnati starts. Reds game as well, 88 degrees. Should be pretty dry throughout the day on Thursday. Friday, rain chances increase, but are relatively low. Our next big rain chance won't be until Sunday, but we do have rain chances, very spotty in nature, expected for our Saturday. And again, Reds games throughout the end of our week there. And they don't catch much of a break because they have more games on Tuesday and on Wednesday, but it's looking like we'll be right around our average as we reach Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. So we do have a little bit of a stretch where we have to make it through very hot conditions, but although they won't be as humid. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the 7-day full screen so you guys can take a closer look at that, and I hope all of you have a great rest of your Sunday evening.